Take a guess at who's back in the spotlight for doing something controversial. Kuchar and Sergio. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Knock Stiff Golf. I'm Kyle. I'm just a fellow golf addict that happens to live in Anchorage, Alaska. When I'm not out on the course playing golf, you're going to find me right here talking about it. If you haven't already, please go below, hit the subscribe button so you can be tuned in for all the latest videos that I'm putting out each and every week. So to get into it, we just wrapped up the WGC Dell Match Play Championship. It was a pretty good tournament in my opinion. The match play format can be exciting at some point, but also if it's a blowout, it can kind of turn boring rather quickly. I think we saw a few blowouts this weekend that kind of probably limited viewership, especially with Tiger going out on Saturday night with missing a 4-foot putt. Sunday probably wasn't as exciting as it could be, but you had Kisner in there who lost to Bubba in the finals last year, kind of got stomped last year, and ended up winning the tournament, which good for Kisner. He seems like a super cool guy. All the videos and stuff of him, he seems pretty down to earth. Would seem like somebody cool to have a beer with after a round. But what kind of was the highlight of this weekend, which I was watching live, was the match between Kuchar and Sergio. As you know, you can go back through my videos. I'm maybe not the biggest fan of Sergio with his blow-ups recently, and just kind of his attitude out on the course is not my favorite. And Kuchar, I did a video on regarding the El Toucan situation with tipping the caddy at the Mayakoba Classic. Now, if you read those comments, you'll see that not a lot of people agreed with me. I did tend to side with Kuchar on that video, simply from a standpoint of I felt like they made a deal, and between two consenting adults, that should count as something. Granted, he did say some things afterwards that were maybe off the cuff and not received very well, which it did somewhat change my opinion about the situation. But we all know that famous saying, and it goes something like this.
Fool me once, strike one. But fool me twice, strike three.
Let's break this down a little bit. Let me show you what happened. The rundown is that while playing their match on Saturday after, Kuchar had made bogey on a hole, and Sergio had a par putt, which he ended up missing, leaving it 4 inches next to the hole. Well, casually, he walked up as soon as he missed it, a little frustrated, hit it with the back of his putter, rims out, and he ends up missing it. Now, if you're familiar with match play, you are not required to finish out the hole if your opponent concedes the putt, which means that you're allowed to pick it up and you don't have to finish out. And it can be a little bit of gamesmanship. You don't have to give anybody any putts, but generally within 2 feet or so, they're pretty generous. Now, the situation was that Kuchar had walked away from the green, kind of probably disgusted with his bogey, figured he was going to lose the hole because Sergio had 2 putts to win it from like 12 feet. So he walked away from the green. Sergio misses it, goes for the tap in, which would, under normal circumstances, had Kuchar been there, would have conceded. But since Kuchar had walked away, Sergio missed it and then I believe tapped it in after. So that was technically a double bogey. This is where it kind of gets a little confusing because I've read kind of conflicting stories about this, but so Kuchar had told an official after that he would have given Sergio that putt, but he never gave the verbal concession. Basically what that left it as is Sergio would have to have double bogey and Kuchar would win the hole instead of losing it. Now, from what it looked like, they had a disagreement on the next hole where it sounds like Sergio had told Kuchar, hey, you know, if you don't feel right about this, you can concede this hole and we'll make it square. Now, Kuchar is on record saying he didn't feel good about that, which I kind of get. I mean, at the end of the day, they're playing for a championship and, you know, Sergio made the mistake. But at the same time, there was a few Twitter posts where they were talking about how Kuchar really didn't have to say anything. It could have been just accepted and they walked to the next tee and let it be. Now, I don't know fully what the consequences of that would have been. Nobody probably would have been the wiser because they assumed that was good, even if he didn't give the verbal recognition. But then, as you'll see, It looks like Sergio was not thrilled with the results, and you see him taking a swipe at his putt. Kind of old-fashioned Sergio, I'm angry, look at me, and this is why he's called a poor sport and known for his temper tantrums out on the course. This is kind of one of those situations where I'm not cheering for either party because both of them are kind of falling on my list of players that I enjoy. Now, do I think they're bad guys? No, I don't know. I don't know them personally. Probably most of us watching this video don't either. They've been caught up in the controversy for the past couple months now with stuff they've been doing. And so what they did is they put out the ultimate cringe compilation video today. And let's roll that.
Hey everybody, Sergio Garcia, Matt Kuchar. We're Monday after the World Golf Championship match play. We're out at Austin Golf Club.
Beautiful day.
And we've just been going over what's gone on between our match and the aftermath. And what's gone on with the aftermath is just incorrect, wrong, shouldn't happen. I want to tell you, Sergio handled the thing extremely well. When he missed the putt, we came off 7, and he said, I know it, I missed it, it's your hole. I told him how bad I felt, didn't feel right at all, never want to win on a technicality. Tee off 8, and I said, man, I really don't like how this has played out. And Sergio offered a suggestion, but never said to give me a hole, gave me an option or two of how to play it out. But I want everybody to know, Sergio handled it, understood it was a loss of hole, and said, I get it, and handled it extremely well.
Yeah, obviously I know I made a mistake on 7, and didn't give him time to say that's good, or even though obviously we all kind of in our minds thought it was good because it was a short putt. But at the end of the day, I think that I made a mistake. He unfortunately didn't know how to make up for what happened, but it's all good. We're all good, and just
no shade needs to be thrown in that direction at all. He came up straight away, said, I know I messed that one up, and we continued our battle from there.
And it was a great match after all, and he played better than me and beat me, so it's as simple as that.
So as you can see, that video is absolutely it hurts to watch because you have two guys that don't understand social media, or I don't even know what that is. That was like watching, two middle-aged dads try to apologize for something on Facebook. It's like they don't seem like real people, and it doesn't seem like a real apology. Like, I feel like their agents either were like, hey, you need to nip this in the bud so we don't have another situation like we've been having. The press has already started that you guys are scummy, so let's put out something wholesome and make up with each other. I just really don't know how I felt about that video. It just was unnatural, to be honest. Whatever, they look like they're cool with each other now. Whatever happened, they kind of disagree with what the initial reports were. So maybe they'll be all good. Maybe this will be the last time we hear of anything regarding Kuchar or Sergio in a negative light, but maybe not. What I'd love to do is hear how you think the situation should have been handled. Now, there was several alternatives that could have happened. Kuch could have tried to make it right by conceding a hole. He could have kept his mouth quiet and not said anything. There's a couple different options that could have took place. So let me know what you think should have happened, and let's talk about it in the comments down below. Guys, I know this is just another kind of commentary video. Just enjoy talking about the things that are happening in golf right now. We have some big things coming up, all of us in the golf world. We got the first major coming up with Masters here in the next 2 weeks. On a personal note, we have some golf that's opening up now in Alaska, so I'm able to get outside and hopefully be getting you guys some more outdoor content. And also, I have Wisconsin coming up in like 30-something days, so you can expect a whole lot of content from that. Guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe down below. I appreciate all of you, each and every one of you, for tuning in, watching the videos, and commenting. And guys, as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.